banks today.
What do you do on the consumer side? And I just want to try and tie that to banks as well. So Ally Financial is a great example. Has exposure to auto market. They can really see deterioration in the loan quality, et cetera. Like, the banks that are so exposed to consumers, or just companies exposed to the consumers on that end, like, are you worried? Do you want to be buying there? What do you think?
Yeah, so we own two businesses in that kind of arena, Alex. One deals with really wealthy people, which is obviously American Express. And then on the low end, we have a company called Credit Acceptance Corporation. And let's just say things do deteriorate, 6 months from now in the economy in a more markable way. The credit acceptance, they're dealing with people that can't get loans anywhere else. And really their primary lending program is either through the CarMaxes in a traditional world where you're getting a pretty good warranty on the car you're walking out, or you're buying a car from a used car dealer where the incentive structure is that the lender is going to get paid back and the car dealer gets paid the last. And that way the person selling the car better sell you a good car. Otherwise, they're never going to make any money. So we like that where we think the incentives are aligned. And because, the history of subprime auto lending, it's a way to lose money, not to make money. And we think this world is not going to be a perfect world, but one of the risks for the subprime auto lenders is the economy continues to chug along and there's not this precipitous fall. Wage growth, like we've talked about, is so strong on the low end, it might be hard to find a lot of people losing on subprime.
Interesting.
How does that view change if you expect a more of a hard landing, a more severe recession, Cole?
Yeah, see, that's the thing is we don't. In other words, the fool in the room has been the hard landing camp. They've been there for over a year. They haven't got off that shtick because they think that asset prices going down was what dictates what goes on in America. No, most Americans, as banks are failing, are getting their coffee in the morning, going to work because they don't have to worry about FDIC insurance. That's the reality of America. So I think, you got to remember, we're in the investment business. You guys are in New York. I deal in finance. We get caught in a fishbowl and we forget what goes on in middle America. And I think that's what's really had on Wall Street is people think that interest rates rises and their net worth going down dictates the economy. And the answer is no, the economy has been throwing price increases and high wage growth on low end and low unemployment. And Wall Street's kind of caught at a conundrum with that.
Well, I certainly am far away from middle America in London, but hey, listen, Cole, we talk to people here who are struggling to pay their grocery bills, so certainly a dichotomy between where we stand in this economy. Cole, always great to catch up with you. Cole Smead of Smead Capital Management. Now, coming up, speaking of those food prices, sticker shock at the grocery store. We're going to talk about rising price of food staples with Tony Sarsam, the CEO of the grocery store operator Spartan Nash. And it is currently the Bloomberg New Economies Gateway in Europe. That is what you're looking at the moment. It's happening in Ireland, Wicklow, just outside of Dublin. Bloomberg's Maria Today was speaking with the Spanish Central Bank Governor Pablo de Costa. You can follow the event on LiveGo on your terminal. This is Bloomberg.
Surprising on the upside. No, the number today, 5.7%, and March 2023 is of course a good example of this. So how I see things, well, when you analyze core inflation, it's very important also to enter into the
Keeping you up to date with the news from around the world, here's the first word. I'm Angel Feliciano. House Republicans will vote next week on a bill to raise the debt limit and impose new cuts to government spending. President Biden and other Democratic leaders are refusing to offer any concessions. Republicans are betting that if the House passes the bill, that can ramp up pressure on Democrats to consider compromises. The debt ceiling has to be raised or the U.S. runs the risk of a default. It's official. India is now the most populous nation in the world. According to the United Nations, India's population is now almost 1.4 billion, edging out China. The increase will put more pressure on India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government to create jobs. And another strong inflation reading